So, my people, the Nigerian Minister of Defense has resigned. According to reports, he resigned citing health reasons. But you know what? It makes me wonder, why was that man even Minister of Defense in the first place? He studied accountancy in Amadu Bello University. He was a former governor of Jigawa State, has been a businessman, has some experience in animal has husbandry. He also sold a lot of cars. Nowhere in his profile do you see anything about security, not even the Boy Scouts. So, why on earth was he Minister of Defense in the first place? I say good riddance to a man who had no choice but to, never mind sleeping on duty. I mean, he just wasn't qualified for the position. Just another classic case of square peg, round holes, or should I say round holes, square pegs. At the end of the day, it's all a mismatch, and this is a very it's the same thing that you see over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, the junior minister of defense ought to be the one who goes next, and word has it that the United States is pushing for him to also resign. They have concerns about him. Well, as you well know, he's the former Zamfara state governor, and he has been, in fact, he's had fingers pointed at him by the current Zamfara state governor regarding ties with the biker gangs, aka the bandits. Whether it's true or not remains to be seen, but the fact that the person who took over after him is pointing fingers and saying, "Look, that's one of the bad guys. That's one of the guys behind these bandits." Even if he's not guilty, he should have stepped aside while investigations are conducted. That's how things are done properly.
Yes, there were a lot of issues in the past with my predecessor. In fact, let me say this very categorical. If I were him, I would resign and face all the allegations against me. And that would have been more honorable because from all the information we're getting, my predecessor was fully involved in some of these banditry issues. Typical is the fact that there was a permanent secretary when his children were abducted. And it was unfortunate that he had to pay ransom through the government house. And it was also very clear, based on all the allegations, that bandits were being kept at government house. There are so many issues. So for me, honestly, if I were him, I'll step aside and face this allegation until I clear my name before I come back and continue my job. That should have been more honorable. And how can you imagine with all these allegations against him and he's still the Minister of Defense? I mean, that is unfair. This man could have been honorable, stay aside, face all these allegations, clear his name, and then come back and continue to do whatever he wants to do. Whether he wants to remain as minister or he wants to do something else, that would have been more honorable as far as I'm concerned. If I'm in that position, believe me, I'll put in my resignation letter.
So, why did the minister really resign? We all know that it's not the Nigerian way to resign unless you're absolutely forced to. No one in this country resigns, especially not from a juicy position like that. Well, I guess we'll see what happens next. There's also chit chatter about how the former CDS, Christopher Musa, is stepping into his shoes. Well, we'll see what happens regarding that as well. That's not something I can currently confirm right now, but there are whispers in the hallways that that is exactly what is going to happen. And then it makes you wonder, why was he removed from his post as CDS in the first place? It looks like there's a bit of reshuffling going on. Could it have anything to do with the threat issued by Donald Trump? Where are those people who said Trump wasn't going to do anything? Where are they? Hmm? I think in the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of scurrying, and the roaches have seen that the lights have come off. And as soon as the lights come on, you know what the roaches do, right? They run for cover. And that is what is happening right now. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Christopher Musa is going to fill in Badaru's shoes. Now, back to Matawalle.
Therefore, many people will say different things. All I want, people misconceptions. See, people trying to just blackmail someone just because of hatred. That's all.
But why would they keep saying that you were aiding and abetting?
Okay, they should bring any proof for that. They should bring any proof for that. Because I dialogue, and it was not only me, remember, all the governors dialogue. The governor of Niger State, then he dialogue with Bandit, Abu Sani Bello. The governor of Sokoto, Amin Wazir Tambol, do the same. The governor of Katsina do the same. Most of the governors do dialogue. Why only me? But because in Zamfara, you don't know Zamfara. Zamfara is a very complex state, very small state, but with terrible human beings, with devilish, ideas.
Matawalle should go next. No wonder security issues have gotten so bad in this country. We had a minister of defense with no experience, whether in the military, the police, a vigilante, nothing. The junior and the senior minister, not even in the Boy Scouts. They'd never even been in the Boy Scouts. I think I could actually have done the job better than them. At least I was in the Boy Scouts when I was growing up. There's a nationwide alert right now with a lot of school closures in certain parts of the country due to mass kidnappings in schools. Now, this is not the first time this is happening, but ever since Trump made that threat saying the Nigerian government better move fast or else they'll be held to pay, it seems like they got offended, these biker gangs, and decided, you know what, Trump, you can't mess with us. We'll show you. And went on a kidnapping spree. And within 2 weeks, I think in the past 2 weeks, there have been more kidnappings than there's been for quite a while. So as a result of that, the security crisis has deepened even further. School closures, nobody knowing quite what to expect. Well, I know what I expect. I expect something to be done about it. How about that? Now, there have been some reshufflements and heads have begun to roll, and rightfully so. Let's see how many more heads need to roll, as a matter of fact. That one head that is rolling right now, you see going past there, yeah, that's somebody's head rolling. That's the minister's head. Anyway, that one head is not enough. More heads need to roll, and something needs to be done about these biker gangs.